In 25 minutes, the Russian Jewish dissident Anatoly Sharansky will be among Terry Wogan's guests. But now, on BBC Northern Ireland, Channel 1 is on the road.
Stop that. Stop it. Look, there's a poster. Something wrong with that poster. It says Paul Brady, Bam Bam. Stop that. Bam Bam the Calling. There's no Jerry Anderson on that poster. That's a bad poster. A bad poster.
Well, what's the problem here?
I am terribly sorry, Sonny. Excuse me. My name is Jerry Anderson. I've come to take part in a television program called Come Dancing. Did you tell David Jacobs I want to speak to him immediately?
No, look, we're on the air. It's Channel 1. We're 2 minutes to go. Look, you're
Tell him.
Hey, excuse, please. He's Mr. Henderson. He come to dance.
I know who he is. He's the wrong dress. He doesn't look right. He's not the right age. It's Channel 1. Look, another night, Jerry. Sorry. Wrong. Totally wrong.
You fool! You didn't tell him properly. Tell him properly the next time. Let's go to the other door. You didn't.
Hello, welcome to our second Channel 1 from the venue in Derry. A typical Jerry Anderson. I'm telling you, you couldn't do anything. It was great dandering here, dressed like something out of Come Dancing. Honestly. Karen.
Later in the programme, we'll be talking to the pastor who claims that heavy metal is the devil's music. And we'll also be having a look at the work of some local filmmakers.
Now, you may be wondering why there's a white piano sitting in the middle of the venue. Well, I'll tell you why. We've had it flown in for today's special guest. That's Paul Brady. We'll be hearing from him later. But first, we've got the latest in a long line of classic Derry bands. Here with the song called New Surroundings are Bam Bam and The Calling.
Cameras, 4 legs and 2 heads? Well, the answer is Paul McClintock's video company. Along with partner Vinnie Cunningham, they've already won a number of national video awards. I'm going to be talking to them in minutes, but first, here's a look at some of their work.
With the young people. Dance like you see, that's it, dance like you see. About anything except love / denim. I don't want to talk about anything except young blood running free.
Paul, that video got into RTE's top 10 video awards, or pop awards. What inspired it?
Well, the The song itself inspired it. Harp Street is a pseudonym for Magazine Street, which is a street in Derry where during the summer hundreds of young people would gather and drink cans of beer and some of them would sniff glue. So basically the message behind the song was that there's a lack of facilities for young people in the area.
When you're making a video for a band, how much say do you have in it as to what sort of goes on screen at the end?
Well, it depends on the band themselves. In the case of Harp Street, a cast of thousands gave us total creative control, so we were able to go out and do as we liked with it.
Vinny, how did the video company get started up?
Well, when I left school in December of '83, I joined the Derry Community Workshop as a video trainee, and I met Paul here, who's a tutor there. And in April '84, we won a major award for the Woods Video magazine, which was a UK competition.
Were you surprised to win that award?
We were, because the video was sort of pretty simple and straightforward. It was more or less an experiment, so we were pretty surprised.
And videos are becoming so high-tech now. How can you hope to compete?
Well, we like to keep our videos simple and have a storyline to them or a message, and we think that's better than just a whole gamble of special effects.
You've done loads of things. You did the Northern Ireland football team, Come On Northern Ireland. Did you have much trouble getting Pat Jennings to mime?
Not at all. Pat was one of the main men behind it. Pat and Jerry Armstrong, they were the top guys.
Now, you've just got a bursary. What will you be doing with that?
Well, what we'll actually do with that bursary, we've got 6 months extended training now, so what we'll do is we'll use that for more or less practical market research, and after the 6 months we'll go to sort of various bodies and try and get more funding after the 6 months, and we'll do that.
And you're fairly confident you'll be able to keep going?
Well, we are.
Very quickly, you've got an exhibition in 2 days which all businesses are invited along to, yes?
Yeah, we'll be showing the work that we can do in video, photography, slide, overhead projection, all that kind of thing.
Well, listen, all the best with that. And now for this week's competition.
There are many exquisite and marvellous creatures which inhabit the dense overgrowth of the venue in deepest Ballymagrotty. Among the more spectacular are the Giraeus Andersonius, or local DJ. But of all the exquisite fauna which inhabit this remote region, there is one which stands peerless. And here it is, the Rotelius RT 830. I have to approach this remarkable animal with extreme caution because it is extremely expensive. However, it is my reluctant duty to submit it to captivity. If you think you can give this animal a decent home, then please write to me, care of Channel 1, with the answer to the following question. A couple of years ago, my brother, whose hobby it is to make rather boring films, had a very successful project indeed. It was the story of an Indian civil rights leader. The question is, what was his and the film's name? And here's a clue. Goosey Goosey. And now, Paul Brady.
They say the skies of Lebanon are burning, those mighty cedars bleeding in the heat. They're showing pictures on the television, women and children dying in the street. Now we're still at it in our own place, still trying to reach the future through the past, still trying to carve tomorrow from a tombstone. But hey, don't listen to me, 'cause this wasn't meant to be no sad song. We've heard too much of that before. Right now I only wanna be here with you till the morning dew comes falling. I wanna take you to the island and trace your footprints in the sand. And in the evening when the sun goes down, we'll make love to the sound of the ocean. They're raising banners over by the markets, whitewashing slogans on the shipyard wall. Witch doctors praying for a mighty showdown. No way our holy flag is gonna fall. Up here we sacrifice our children to feed the worn-out dreams of yesterday. Teach them dying will lead us into glory. But hey, don't listen to me, 'cause this wasn't meant to be no sad song. I've sung too much of that before. Right now I only wanna be here with you till the morning dew comes falling. I wanna take you to the island and trace your footprints in the sand. And in the evening, when there's no one around, we'll make love to the sound of the ocean. Copping out. I guess these young boys dying in the ditches is just what being free is all about. How this twisted wreckage down on Main Street will bring us all together in the end. And we go marching down the road to freedom.
From Paul Brady's current album, which is called Back to the Centre, and it features Steve Fletcher on the piano there. Now, Paul, you're just about to release that as a single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's coming out around the 26th, a few days' time, I believe, and I'm looking forward to it very much.
Right, great. Now, was it difficult for you to write that song? You know, because it concerns the situation here and all that sort of thing?
Well, I don't see it as particularly just pertaining to the situation here. Like, I mean, it's kind of a universal song as I see it. As I see it, the island is a state of mind where people aren't prisoners of their own past or prisoners of their fears of the future.
Right, so it's not just this particular island?
No.
Right. Well, we've seen you tour here recently with the rock band. Are you happy? Right. Are you happier with the old rock band than the folk days, the traditional sort of lineup?
Well, like, things move on, like, and you move through your stages, and I mean, I always try and be as happy as I am at any particular stage. I'm very happy right now with my band.
Right, what are you doing at the moment? Are you going on tour again or what?
Well, I'm just about to put a video of this song out, and then I'm going to tour Europe, and I'll be back in Ireland to do a concert in Belfast on October the 22nd, and in Dublin Belfast on the 21st of October, and Dublin on the 22nd.
Okay, we look forward to it, Paul. Thanks for joining us very much.
There's something wrong here, I can't understand. Will you stop that, will you? Stop that, will you? What are all these young people doing? Stop it! Stop it! Come here! What are all these young people, these inarticulate people, these pimply people? Look at that fellow over there, look. Look at the shape of him. Look at his hand. She's got a funny head. All spiked hair and all. Isn't it terrible? I don't know. I can't understand it. In my day, these type of people wouldn't have been allowed in the ballroom. Whatever happened to Victor Sylvester, Geraldo, Edmundo Ross, Ambrose, Jack Palance? Whatever happened to those? What are you doing? Come here.
Mr. Henderson.
What?
He's Polly Brady. Polly Brady.
Brady?
Polly Brady. He's singing.
Brady who?
He's singing, take me to the Highland. He's singing.
Brady who? Brady who?
He's singing, I just dropped in to see you.
That's Brady Gallagher. You swine, that's Brady Gallagher.
Oh, Mr. Henderson. He's here. He's here.
He's not here.
Mr. Henderson. He's Channel 1.
Of course it's Channel 1. BBC 1, Channel 1, the first button. Come dancing. David Jacobs.
No, he's Jackie Hamilton. Jackie Hamilton. He Carrie Keating. She lovely.
Carrie Keating?
Yes.
Jackie Hamilton.
He's no Dickie.
No Dickie Rock.
No Dickie
Are we in the wrong place?
Oh, darling.
Are we in the wrong place?
He's rock and roll.
We're in the wrong place.
He's wrong, Mr. Henderson.
We're in the wrong place.
Mr. Henderson.
That's a name, right? It's an absolute madman. Somebody must have let them in. Somebody's head will roll. Right, since rock and roll music began in the 50s with Elvis Presley, right through the 60s with the flower power era, and of course the punk culture of 1970s, some people have felt that it should have been banned altogether as a bad influence. Now, at this time of the year in particular, all the big name bands come over to the province to play gigs, and one man who's felt particularly strong about the evil influence, as he puts it, of rock music on young people is Pastor Bill Dunn. Pastor Dunn, you're actually in the Northwest at the moment. You're up in Strabane doing some of your work. Could you tell us a wee bit of what you're about, first of all?
Well, I'm in Strabane for a short spell, doing some special evangelistic meetings. The whole purpose of getting good news of the gospel, that Jesus Christ can change lives. A lot of young folks, as well as old folks, their lives all confused and mixed up.
Well, of course, you're against heavy metal music. What's wrong with it? Why are you so anti?
Well, mainly because of the occult and the satanic influence of the lyrics on many of the songs that are being sung. Groups such as Black Sabbath, their double-track album, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. You've got also other groups, AC/DC. They sing a song, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be.
I mean, you don't think you're reading a wee bit too much into it? For example, like I was in a band and you grew up in the 60s with rock and roll and the Beatles and all that, and you used to play rhythm guitar with Van Morrison and the Gamblers. Like, do you think it's had an effect on you?
It definitely had an effect upon me way back in the 60s.
Like what?
Heavy drinking. If I wanted to get on the drugs, it was available. Sometimes people think that the Christian life, it's top hat, bowler hat type of thing, black suit, white shirt. That's not the case at all.
So you've heard Pastor Dunn there saying what he thinks. What do you think of that, Jerry?
Well, I think it's unfair to generalise the whole thing, because there are actually a couple of heavy metal bands who preach the Christian message. I don't know if he's aware of that, but it's unfair. You just cannot generalise. There's a band called Striper, and there's also another band called 100% Proof, who are exact opposite that, so there is an opposite end to what he's saying.
Well, Kevin, you've been into, what, heavy metal music for 10 years. Do you think it's had an effect on you?
Not in a satanic way, as the pastor here is saying. It's just, from a music point of view, it's just.
Do you know any of your
music.
friends who've turned out to be madmen or whatever?
No, none of them turned out to be Satan worshippers, anyway.
Well, Pastor, you said there that you had some evidence to back up what they're saying. Could we see some of it?
Well, first of all, on the subject of the lyrics having an effect upon people, Mike Jagger of the Rolling Stones said in the magazine Hit Parader some time ago, "We're moving after the minds of young people, and so are most of the new groups." He says, a melody maker, he says, communication is the answer to the whole of the world's problems. Music is the key to it all, because music opens the door to everybody's mind.
I think you have to get taken that out of context. So most of these people mean that young people get into music, and that really, like, it's few and far between anybody that really goes off the rails.
Well, I don't know. There's David Bowie, for instance. He, in Rolling Stone magazine, said, "Rock has always been the devil's music. You can't convince me that it isn't."
Well, look, we're going to have to leave it there now. Just before we go, do you really think, are you going to be able to convert people off heavy metal music, young people?
Well, I'd like to think, especially with the likes of the group called Queen, who do the song Another One Bites the Dust. Backward masking, they're actually saying through the backward masking, is It's fun to smoke marijuana.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. I checked with the record company. Queen say they know nothing about it, and if they do, records are meant to be played forward in the first place, and you shouldn't listen to them backwards. So thanks very much, everybody, for coming along. Karen and Andy.
Well, that's it for tonight. This is the last of our outside broadcasts, but next week we'll be in Fermanagh when we'll have music from Man Ray.
And we'll leave you tonight with Bam Bam and The Calling. And if you want to see them, you should pop down the Gwador Bar on Saturday night and see them there. But they're going to play us out with a song called Talking Aloud.
Drop down low. I'm not talking loud. I'm not talking loud. I had lost my way. You